Hey everyone, this is day 3 of working with my mare. I believe this was Sunday, April 4th. I feel like a failed YouTuber from this video. It's only about 10 minutes long, I do believe. And yeah, my camera stopped recording partway through, but this was only probably a 20-minute session that I did with her, and 5 minutes at the end was de-dreading her mane. So we had a really quick session because I had to go do things later that day, but you saw she already had the line on, so I was able to get up to her and get that lead rope back on her. And we just started with some basic leading, and I think it's pretty cool because you can see how she's still sticky, but you can see how she improves in every single video. So again, doing some rope desensitizing, just trying to chuck it over her back. This is stuff that I'm going to have to do a lot of repetition with this mare, I feel, because she still seems to be pretty reactive to all of it. I want her to settle down and be comfortable and confident with everything. So today's focus, I think, was getting leading a little bit better and doing a lot more desensitizing. So pretty much just building on what we've done already. And the next video will actually be in Oklahoma. I ended up going to Oklahoma for like 2 or 3 days to visit my friend since I'm not in the area that often. I was only about 8 hours away, so I said, all right, well, I have a couple days, let me go up there. So I brought this mare and Lynx with me, and I got some good work done with her. I think a couple of you may know Wileen Wilson or Extreme Wileen. So she's a pretty good friend of mine, and I just wanted to, see her for a couple days this year because I don't know, both of us have pretty crazy schedules, and I was able to get a lot done with my mare there. So hopefully the next video will be kind of cool to see how quick we progressed. So I'm really liking all of this right here. I have her all tangled up in the rope, and she's trying to figure out how to work through this. Most important thing though when you're working them is to keep them moving with forward motion. So that's why you see me kind of jump around and get after her sometimes to keep her moving. There we go, that's much better leading. Good. She started to have calmer reactions to that rope swinging over her head. I guess that's one thing that's good about having bad aim, is that you really get them desensitized to that because they have to deal with you trying again and again. There we go. So back to that exercise we did yesterday or in the last video. Look how much better that initial reaction is. She's already a lot more comfortable with that. We don't have much of her butt scooting underneath her. I'm really having to push her forward more today, which is better for this exercise. Very nice. You see, as soon as I added that tension to the rope, she came to a halt right away. So now the tricky part is getting her to give with her nose and turn. So this was that other exercise I was talking about in the last video where I said, well, sometimes when the rope goes over to the other side, you want them to give with their nose and turn. Good. So I'm going to start ending the exercise with doing that by having her give and turn to the outside. Super important that she follows her nose over there. So now I'm going to work on touching her body a little bit again, trying to see if I can go further down on the shoulders, under her belly, further back on her hip. And I'm thinking about putting a belly rope on her, so I'm trying to make sure that we're good and we're not super sensitive under our girth area. She's done pretty good with this. I do remember she had some mats on the right side, but I did add some Espana silk conditioner to that, and I was able to work out a couple of them. So the thing I really like about a belly rope is it gets them used to that pressure around their barrel. And today I only do it at the girth area, but eventually it is a good idea to slide it back a little bit further and get them used to that and get them over that sensitivity. But I kind of just did the prep to make sure she was okay with me touching her belly and the rope being there, so I'm curious to see how she's going to respond to this pressure. And again, I try to do everything as safe as possible these first couple times, so you're going to see me just try to toss that rope under there so I can reach it from the other side. I'm not thinking she's ready for me to just put my head down there and pull the rope underneath her. I love to be able to do all this work on the ground to really see what their reactions are to things before I try to even think about getting on them. If this horse wants to flip herself over and freak out about pressure and never improves from it, then that's a little bit worrisome. So it's a good idea to get an understanding of how your horse responds on the ground first before you just try to tack up as fast as possible. So my goal here with the belly rope is going to be when I send her out and have her go around, I'll have it be loose for a little bit, and then eventually I'm going to add some pressure to it and pull on it. And what I would like her to do is give and turn into me and possibly take a few steps towards me. So I'm sure some of you have heard about leading by the feet, which is something else that I'll eventually want to do. But there's also a way to lead by the belly, and this is kind of prepping for that. Really, it's teaching a horse to give with every body part possible, which is important for softness. Good, so that was a really bad angle to see it, but you saw just her initial reaction to the pulling was just to stop, which is perfect. That's what we want. So again, I pulled again, and she's facing up to me just like she should, but I'm trying to get her to take one step forward. There we go. She backed right into it again, so I'm going to keep asking her to come forward. Good. Really nice. She's having a very quiet reaction to this. And now I'm kind of like, well, that was my plan for the session, so I'm kind of surprised at how good you're being. Yeah, so that's pretty much picture perfect of what I want her to do there. And like I said, later on, I'll probably slide it a little bit further back on her, see if I can check out that sensitivity around her flank. But yeah, I was kind of like, I didn't think that would happen that fast. You can look and see her face and tell that she's a little bit worried about all the movement with the rope. So it's something we really have to work on. And I know I keep saying that, but I'm just trying to reiterate it because I know some of my other Mustangs got over everything pretty fast, but I know this one's kind of holding on to that body desensitization issue. There we go, and pretty nice with yielding the hindquarters. Good with leading. I was able to stand a bit closer to her that time and ask her to come forward. So this is the side she likes to try to block me out on, so I have to be a bit more firm over here. So she's a very sensitive horse, and I'm hoping to, I don't want to make her dull, but I just want to quiet her down a little bit more. I believe my camera dies in about 20 seconds, and I just start working on moving her shoulders over, keep adding pressure, looking for that crossover. There we go, and release. Good. So thank you guys for watching my very short session on day 3 with me, and the next video should be pretty interesting. I hope you guys tune in and watch.